What is up, Golffunatics? How you guys doing, man? Your boy is back making a video. I feel like I haven't been behind the camera in a minute. Ryan's been playing a bunch of golf with a bunch of other people as I did have surgery. So I haven't been able to play golf, but a lot of you guys don't know why I had surgery, so that's sort of why we're going to be making this video today. I'm going to be explaining what's been going on in my life and why I haven't been able to swing the club, what's been going on, and we're going to hopefully clear a lot of the air between things right now. But just know, I ain't going nowhere. When I'm back and when I am ready, I'm coming back out, and I'm going to try so hard to be a sub 80 golfer. That's all I want. That's all I want. 85, that's all I want. But that being said, it's going to take some practice. I know. But Ryan says this is a good thing for me that I'm out, because he says when I come back, my old habits are going to be gone and I'm going to be able to practice new habits. So he's actually really excited that I'm out right now, which I kind of agree with him. But at the same time, I'm missing golf right now, man. It's hard seeing. Just got invited to Edgewood and I can't really go because I don't want to push this. But whatever. That being said, make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment and make sure you subscribe to our channel. It really helps Ryan and I grow. Ryan has worked his ass off keeping this channel alive. So please make sure, just hit the subscribe button. It helps us so much. Ryan, he does all the edits. He is the one that keys the heart and soul of Golffunatics. Without Ryan, this channel wouldn't be a thing. So please just make sure you subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and also comment, man. Comment. It does something with the algorithm, and a number goes here, it goes over there, and then everything just kind of goes everywhere, and then boom, you got Golffunatics all over your page. This video is going to get very personable, so I hope you guys are able to get something from this, as it is going to be very informational. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into all the big juicy details. So as some of you may know, I have not been golfing. So I had surgery on April 14th. Since then, I've been out for, I think it's like 4 weeks now, and I got 2 more weeks. So March 28th is when I'm able to start swinging the club again. But yeah, I had surgery on April 14th, and let's dive into what that surgery was about. So much has happened in my life in the last few years that is just so positive. I'm so blessed, and I'm so fortunate to have the people around me. You know, literally, like, I couldn't have asked for a better life in the moments that I was living. But of course, something always has to go wrong. So the reason I had surgery, on March 22nd, my wife made me go into the hospital. Her and I have been trying to have a baby for about a little over 6 months, and we just have not been getting pregnant, and we just haven't been getting lucky. So I ended up going to the hospital to go get looked at on March 22nd, maybe a little earlier. I'm not really sure off the time. I'm terrible with dates, but I went to the hospital sometime early March. I met with my doctor, my physician, who he's been there for a long time. He works on Becky, her mom, like big family doctor. As soon as he looked at the area that I wanted him to look at, he was feeling around. He said, this worries me. And obviously that's something you never want to hear. He goes, it's too firm, it's too hard. He's like, it worries me. And he said he was going to order an ultrasound and get some more blood work done on me. So my doctor orders the ultrasound. Obviously, that takes a little while. I think it took like the next day or something. So I think it was like, I don't know. It was like the next day. So after I leave the physician, go get my blood work. And my hospital, they have everything on an app, so I'm able to see like all the results before I even go see my physician for a follow-up date. So I see the blood work. Tumor markers are good. They ran for testicular tumor markers. Nothing was there, and yeah, everything was pretty solid on my end. And then I got the ultrasound. I remember I got the ultrasound, and I got the results that same day. And like I said, I get the results on my phone, and I was like, man, this is all gibberish. Like, I don't know what I'm freaking reading. So I remember taking a screenshot, sending it to my wife. I was like, hey, I got it back, and she's a nurse, so she's able to read and, you know, decipher all of those hidden languages. I don't know. So I'll never forget this. She calls me right after I send that message. And you know, like when you can tell somebody's on the verge of crying and you can just like hear what they're about to say. I remember vividly her calling, and you can tell she's about to start losing it. So I get very awkward in those situations. So I remember I hung up. I was like, nope, I don't want to hear any of it. So I hung up, went to my bed, and I just shut down. And obviously some time passed. My wife, she was doing something and she felt bad that she couldn't be there. And I remember her coming home, just like giving me a hug and consoling me. But the ultrasound came back and my physician said, hey, I think this is a tumor. I think this is a tumor around your testicle. So it was March 24th, I believe, is when I met with my urologist to go over the ultrasound. So March 24th, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. This hit me extremely hard. I'm a very stubborn person, so I didn't really show my emotion a whole lot, but I will tell you this was one of the hardest things that I had to deal with, as so much emotion was happening. After having all these highs, I lost my father in January, and then another bad thing was happening. I felt like the dominoes were put up and now they're about to all fall over. So met with my urologist. He said, hey, we don't have a choice. We have to get that testicle taken out, because essentially the testicle was here and the tumor was covering it. So they had to take out the entire testicle. So we took the testicle out on April 14th. April 14th is when I had my surgery. They did a radical orchiectomy on my right testicle where they take it completely out. And then after that, they sent it off to pathology to find out what type of tumor it was. So I remember I met with my urologist a week after that. My wife and I both went in there and she told us exactly what type of tumor it was. And it turns out it's the same exact cancer Lance Armstrong had. So I have 95% embryonal carcinoma and 5% teratoma. Now there's two types of testicular cancers out there. There's seminoma and then there's non-seminoma. And if you're having a wish you had one, you definitely want seminoma because it's a slow moving cancer. But the non-seminoma is more of an aggressive one, and embryonal carcinoma happens to fall in the aggressive cancer category. So Becky and I remember that exact day we met with her after the pathology results came back. She wasn't able to really give me any answers besides what type of cancer it was. So she told me, she said, hey, our next step is to schedule a CT for you. Got a date for my CT scan, which was like 2 weeks after. And I was like, I just want to know what it is. So Becky, who works at this hospital, again, made some phone calls and they were able to get me in the next day. So I go get my CT scan, which is a very weird feeling if you've never had a CT scan. Putting the IV, they put like iodine inside my body to light up any cancer cells that may be. Because right now with the CT scan, what they're looking for is they're looking to see if it has spread anywhere. The craziest statistic is 65% who have the same cancer I have, they normally don't find it until it's spread to their abdomen and lungs. So here I am getting my CT scan, and then I get the results back maybe like 3 days or 4 days after. I'm not really sure. I freak out. Look at Becky, I say, Becky, because again, you get it on your phone. I'm like, I'm gonna let you read this, but just know, like, whatever happens, like, it's fine. Like, I'm in a mindset where I'm just gonna take care of everything. Like, I'm gonna do what I have to do. And I told her from the very beginning, I said, this is not gonna be a quick journey. Like, I got my seatbelt on, and like, we're gonna go through it, and we're gonna go through it together. And I have the best person by my side. Like, we're gonna be fine. They pull up the CT scan, take a deep breath. We're looking. Of course, I'm like, what does it say? What does it say? What does it say? Because I don't know I can't understand this verbiage. And then we look and they say, clear. Like nothing, like no cancer cells found anywhere. Becky and I, we start bawling in happiness. I'm like, oh my God, yes. Like, thank you. All they had to do was take the testicle out and now we're good. We're clear. So we were happy. We were very, very happy. But then we met with the urologist. The urologist tells me, she goes, we're like, oh my God, incredible news. She's like, yeah, incredible news. And my doctor or my urologist, she's very like factual. She's like, yeah, it's very good news. But, and I'm like, no, don't say but. She goes, there's a 20% recurrence rate. And I'm like, oh gosh, it's 1 in 5 people. 1 in 5 people who get that taken out, they're gonna get the cancer again. I'm like, man, I was like, this is never ending. So at this time, my doctor leaves me 2 main options. Were really the only ones I was considering. So number 1, I can get surveillance, which basically means I meet with her once a month and I get a CT scan once every 2 months. So I can check back in, I can see if it has spread. So basically I'm gonna be getting a CT scan, which is a lot of radiation. And if you guys don't know anything, radiation is not something you wanna mess around with. And one of the complications or one of the concerns or the side effects, I guess you could say, or negatives is that if you get these CT scans, it's gonna expose you to radiation, a lot of radiation, which essentially kills everything in my body. And I have a chance to develop a different type of cancer at a later time. So that scared me. And 20% recurrence rate, like that's a high number for me. And then she said, or we can get, excuse me if I say it wrong, a bilateral retroperitoneal lymph node dissection. It's essentially another surgery that would take my 20% reoccurrence rate and lower it down to 3%. As soon as she said that, it was almost a no-brainer for me, because I told Becky, I said, no matter what it takes, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get me done with this and never have to look back again. 20% amount, I'm gonna look back and wonder if it's ever gonna show up again. But this 3%, and 3% in my opinion in a medical field is almost zero. They just can't give me a 0% because nothing's ever guaranteed. You never know. But 3% just lowered it so much, and I said, why would I not? I would be dumb not to do it. So she said, I want you guys to go home. I want you guys to think about it. I want you to go over all the options and come back with a decision, and we'll meet together and then we'll decide what the process will be moving forward. So Becky and I go home and we decide to come up with a decision. The time comes, Becky and I talk about it. We go back, we meet with our doctor. She says, hey, I won't actually be doing the surgery this time. We have another surgeon here that she's gonna be taking the lead on, and I'm going to be helping her. So we met with that surgeon. We did a little consultation, and she essentially told us all the risk factors. You got bleeding, infection. There's a chance oh my gosh. So anyway, essentially what the surgery would be is they would cut me from below my sternum all the way down. So just to get a little perspective here, they'd be cutting from my sternum all the way down like a zipper. She actually called it a zipper. She said, you're gonna have a nice little zipper scar on your stomach. So from the sternum all the way down to the belly button, around, down to the waist. So it's a big incision, and that's one thing she really wanted me to know is how major this surgery was. So the radical orchiectomy that I got, I was under for like an hour or so. It was an easy surgery. She said everything went super easy. This retroperitoneal lymph node dissection is going to be an 8-hour surgery. And obviously the risk is really high because essentially they're taking everything out, moving it aside, and they're taking out all my lymph nodes. So essentially the reason they're taking out the lymph nodes is so that way the cancer cells don't have anywhere to go hang out. So we're talking to the surgeon, and Becky and I decided as a team, because again, this is a team decision. And you know, she's my everything. So I trust her opinion, and she thought it was good. She thought it'd be a good idea. I thought it was going to be a good idea. And I straight up asked the doctor, the surgeon, I said, hey, like, if this was your family member, what would you be doing? She said, I would get the surgery. So as soon as she said that, we kind of looked at each other and said, hey, like, I trust you guys. You guys are going to do everything you need to do. Let's get it going. So since then, I have scheduled my next surgery date, which will be June 17th. So here I am thinking I'm going to get back on the course soon. Nope, I'm going to be out for at least another 10 weeks. So this is going to be a very major surgery. Again, I got the whole entire zipper going down my chest. And yeah, for me, this was really a no-brainer just to get the surgery done again. Again, June 17th is going to be my next surgery date. So yeah, that is why I have not been golfing with Ryan as of lately. You know, I've never thought in a million years this would ever happen to me. You never think that it's ever going to happen to you until it does. But if there is one thing that I got from this, I want to be an advocate for those to go get checked out. Testicular cancer is something that's not very, it's not something you see all the time. I don't know what the statistics are, but I think it's like 1% of cancers are testicular cancer. So something's not normal. Just go get a professional opinion. But yeah, Thank you guys for listening to my story. This is going to be a long journey for everybody, for you guys as well. You guys are a part of my life as well. I got a great support team behind me. I got Becky. I got so many people here in my life that I can only give so much thanks to. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and peace.